I'm Kimberly Watkins, and I teach 7th grade Cyber Foundations 1 and 8th grade Cyber Foundations 2. The best way to contact me is through my school email address, and that is kswatkins@scott.k12.ms.us. My classroom rules and expectations for Cyber Foundations 1 and 2 are to be on time, to be prepared, complete and turn in all assignments on time, be respectful to the teacher and to the other students in the class, and have your pants pulled up upon entering the classroom. Consequences for breaking a rule is first a verbal warning, then secondly would be a writing assignment about their behavior, and thirdly an office referral. Although some offenses would require us to skip some of those consequences and go directly to an office referral. The required materials for my class are 3 3-pronged folders, no paper needed, a 1-inch binder, no paper needed, and that 1-inch binder will be left in the classroom, so it would not need to be shared with other classes. Stick-on tabs, earbuds, and jump drives. We look forward to having a great year this year, and I look forward to teaching your child this year.
Hi guys, my name is Brooke Stewart and I'm the 7th and 8th grade English Language Arts teacher here at Scott Central. So for my classroom, the students need a 2-inch binder. This needs to be strictly for my classroom so that they're not fumbling through the book bag or through another binder to find my work. They need pencils, paper, headphones, and highlighters. I asked if they have headphones because we are doing iReady this year, so they'll need to listen to the music, to play the games, and that sort of thing, so they'll need some headphones. Rules and expectations. Students should always arrive to class on time. Okay, because if they don't arrive to class on time, then they can't get credit for their bell work if they're tardy. Their bell work should be started as soon as they get in the room. They have about 5 to 6 minutes every day to complete bell work. No vulgar language or bullying is ever tolerated in my classroom, and if the student gets caught cheating, they will receive a 0. The second incident, I'm going to give them a referral, but the first incident, I will call home and let you know what happened. If your child breaks one of our class rules, we have 3 steps we follow. First step is a verbal warning. Second step is a parent contact, and then our third step is a referral. Now, if we start off the day and I have to warn them, give them their verbal warning 2 or 3 times, then I'm gonna skip straight to that referral, because then it's disrupting the whole classroom and it's disrupting the learning environment, so we can't move on with our lesson. Turning in assignments and grading. It is the student's job to turn in their assignments on time and fully completed. I've had a very big problem this year with students turning in assignments halfway completed, and I don't grade them, okay? And if they are halfway completed, I'll tell them to turn them in the next day for 1 letter grade off each day that it's late. Okay, so if they do forget their homework at home, they can still turn it in the next day for a 90. And each day after that, it's gonna be 10 points off. Okay, so I still give them that second chance. If they're absent, it's their responsibility to come and get their missed work. I can't hunt every student down and figure out exactly what they missed. And they don't need to wait till exam week either and realize they have 6 or 7 assignments missing, because then we don't have time to make all those up and get them graded for report cards. I do offer extra credit because I know everybody forgets every now and then to complete a homework assignment or to study, they fail a quiz. So what the student does is they fill out a form. They turn that form into me, then I give them a writing prompt. What they do with that writing prompt is complete it within 1 to 2 days, turn it back in, and then I will change a grade in the computer. So if that student exhibits that effort, then I will do my best to help them succeed, okay? Because I know not everyone is going to get every single lesson that I do. So I'm going to work with them the best that I can to help them get a good grade in my classroom. iReady is so important here at Scott Central. So the students begin the year taking a diagnostic. We emphasize so much to take this seriously because it puts them on a reading level. It also highlights their strengths and their weaknesses. So when they start their lessons, it starts them at their weakest point so that they work up and that becomes a strength for them by the end of the year. Because they're going to be working on that every single day in homeroom. and some in my class. So we're just trying to get them to become better at reading, vocabulary, math, whatever. Okay, it targets everything. So that is awesome. We love this program. AR is also crucial, but it needs to be on the student's reading level or above, because if they're reading a book that doesn't challenge them, it doesn't increase their reading level or their vocabulary. So the point of reading is to challenge yourself, because if you read a story that is 5 grade levels below your grade level, it's not going to do you any good, because it's going to be really easy for you to read. So we want to challenge ourselves the most that we can. Let's see, state assessments. We do take a state assessment in 7th and 8th grade. So what I'm going to do this year is my test in the classroom and my quizzes are going to be structured the same way the state test is, so that when they do come face to face with that state test, they're not just bombarded and just surprised at the type of questions that they're given, because they are a little different and a little difficult. So my tests are going to be the same structure, so that they are challenged from the get-go and aren't just surprised when they see that state test. So that'll kind of make it a little easier for them. Let's see. Our goal in my class is to be the best that we can be, and it all starts with the student. When they come in the classroom, they need to be their best self, ready to go, ready to move, prepared, have their homework, have their pencils. It takes up a lot of our time when we have to look for pencils and paper or don't have a pencil. So especially with the virus, we don't need to be sharing things. I usually give out pencils and paper, but I'm not this year, just so we're not exchanging things back and forth. So I just ask that you do your best to try to get them what they need for school, or at least help them try to remember to bring it, because I know a lot of them just forget it at home. But we know it's hard. Alrighty, thank y'all. I hope y'all have a great day.
Good morning, Scott Central family. I'm Coach Hill, 7th grade science teacher. Today I want to talk about our virtual open house and how things are flowing this year for this school year. First we have here, I'm Coach Hill. My email is chill@scott12.ms.us. I'm the 7th grade science teacher, the head junior high baseball coach, as well as an assistant high school baseball coach. Okay, some science expectations I have for my classroom. Students are expected to be on time every day and ready to work. My tardy policy and dress code is enforced, as well as you can see that and find that in the student handbook on the Scott County webpage. I expect my students to be polite and respectful at all times during my class. Some of my rules inside my classroom. I expect my students to be on time, to listen and follow directions, raise their hand before they speak or need to ask me a question, be respectful to me as well as their classmates, and do not leave the classroom without permission. Some consequences that I have for my class is a verbal warning would be the first. Secondly, writing behavior, where they write about what they're doing wrong inside my classroom. Third would be a phone call to the parent. And then fourth would be an office referral. Some other things to think about, talk about. In my class, we use the STEM Scope Science program. It's a really good program, the hands-on, that the kids get to use day to day with activities, hands-on, different lab work, observations, many good learning resources the kids will get to use and actually hands-on do the activities within my classroom. We also, during our homeroom period, Rebel Pride period, we use iReady for the students to really to be engaged in iReady and help with ELA and mathematics. Thank you.
My contact information is mbullock@scott.k12.ms.us. I'm also the junior high beta sponsor and the Diamond Girl sponsor. If you have not already signed up for my 2 remind codes that I sent home with the students the very first week, please take a moment to do so. If you'll just get out your phone, you will type in the code at KD883C. You're going to text message that code to the phone number 81010. If your child also has me for comp math, you will text the code at 7th comp M to 81010. I will send out reminders about homework, tests, and if your student has a question and they need help, they can reach out to me using that also. You do not need the app to do it. It'll just come through as a text message if you don't have the app. So that's how that works. All right, 7th grade math expectations. I expect that the students will be on time, be prepared, complete assignments, and that they will be respectful not only to me, but to their fellow classmates. My rules are very similar. They need to be on time, they need to be prepared, they need to be respectful. There's no eating and drinking in my classroom other than designated snack and lunch time. And they are not to use any electronics in my class unless I tell them that they need to use them. My consequences: they'll receive a warning, a writing assignment about their behavior, a phone call to parent and or coach, and then a referral. But please know that depending on the severity of what the issue is, I may skip one or multiple of these steps. For instance, if they start a fight in the classroom, obviously I'm not going to give them a writing assignment. They'll just be referred to the office for that. So. My grading policy. Hopefully you have received the syllabus that your child brought home to you and you have signed it, but I just wanted to go over it with you for a moment. They'll be given work to complete on the days that they are not in school. So if your child tells you that they do not have homework, you probably need to check their book bag, because I do give them assignments to complete on the days that they are not in school. I will accept assignments 1 day late for no higher than a 75. I'll take them 2 days late for a 50. In order for me to accept an assignment that is to be turned in late, you will need to sign it. That way I know that you're aware that it's being turned in late. So if your child asks you to sign one of their papers for me, know that it's because they didn't turn it in on time. I will not accept any work after 2 days. I do not accept bell work late at all. Assignments missed during an excused absence will be made up within 3 days. They have 3 days to make up assignments if their absence is excused. If their absence is unexcused, it's due the day they come back. And while I'm on this slide, if your child is absent, all of my assignments for the upcoming week are posted in Canvas. Your child does know how to get into Canvas because they use it in all of their classrooms. So they can go online while they're at home and look at any assignments and complete them while they're absent. All right, my grading policy. I do allow test retakes as long as the student does not take advantage of the policy. For instance, if the student regularly does not turn in their homework, they're not taking their notes, and they're goofing off in class, if they're frequently absent, they're not going to be allowed to retake the test that they did not do well on. However, if they're doing everything they're supposed to be doing, if they're taking notes, they're paying attention, they've turned in all of their assignments, and they don't do well on it, I will allow them. They have 1 week to retake the test. When they retake a test, the highest score that they can get is an 80. I wanted to also point out that quizzes, although they are a test grade, they are one test grade, they cannot make up a quiz. Quizzes are open notes, therefore I don't allow them to be retaken. However, chapter tests, which we do at the end of every chapter, which will cover all of the concepts that we learned in that chapter, are worth 2 test grades. Those can be retaken for a higher grade, and both of those test grades would be replaced by whatever the new score is. So please encourage your student to make sure they do all of their work and they take all of their notes. And if they need help, please reach out to me so that I can help them. All right, some of the required materials. I still have several students who do not have the required materials, and this was listed in the syllabus also. They need notebook paper, and this one here, the binder with 6 tab dividers, that's really important because at this age they're learning how to organize themselves. Every one of our chapters falls under a different tab divider. Right now we're working under the number system, so all of their notes for what we're working on right now should be under that number system tab. This helps them keep organized, find their homework when it's time, find the examples, and it also helps them when we're doing our quiz that they know exactly where to look for those notes. So if your child does not have their tab dividers, these are the full page ones that have the 3 holes on the left side they put right into their binder. They need those right away, please. Pencil, red pen, they need their own pencil sharpener. Because of COVID, we don't want them up and moving around in the classroom, coming in close contact with other students when it's not necessary. So please make sure they have a pencil sharpener that they can pull out and use to sharpen their pencil. And then the next one also is very important, the 4-function calculator. They are not allowed to use anything but the basic 4-function calculator that has multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction on it. They can't use anything else. And the reason I don't allow them to use that in class is because they're not allowed to use it on the state test. So I want them practicing on what they're going to use on the state test. Other policies. They have asked, administration has asked that math and English teachers do not allow students out of the room to use the bathroom. We want them in the classroom for the class periods that are state tested. We want them in the classroom the whole time so that they can not miss any of that material. They are taken to the restroom during their science and social study class periods, as well as their computer class. So that's when they're allowed to use the restroom. Please encourage your child to go before they get to math and language arts. Also, students must wear a mask at any time they're in close contact with other students. This includes in the hallways while they're transitioning. Face masks, they can have pictures on them, but they're not allowed to have any logos and they're not allowed to have any words. So please make sure your child has a mask and knows to wear it. They're not allowed to wear any face coverings other than masks. Let's see. I just want to reiterate that the quizzes are 1 test grade. The chapter tests are 2 test grades. So please encourage your child to study for those and to pay attention and take the notes, because the concepts that they're learning right now in 7th grade math will carry over to 8th grade math and algebra. So we also use the iReady system to help them. iReady is based on their math level. So if your students are struggling, the iReady program will work with them on the particular concepts that they are struggling with. Let's see, we will have benchmark tests in October, December, and March. So everything we're learning in class right now for this 9 weeks will help prepare them for the benchmark test. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can reach out to me on the school email. Again, that's mbullock@scott.k12.ms.us. Thank you and have a good day.
Good afternoon, Rebel Nation. My name is Coach Sparks. I teach 7th grade history over in the Tech Building. We're going to talk about some of my expectations that I have for my class. Have to be on time every day. Being punctual is very, very important. We also will be monitoring our dress code policy and our tardies every day. We want our kids to be polite and we want them to be respectful every single day to every teacher we have. All right, some of our rules. You got to be on time, it's important. All right, you got to raise your hand before you want to speak. Be respectful. A big part of our class is discussion. We're talking about history. We're talking about a lot of things that have already happened. Okay? People have thoughts on some of the things we talk about. It is important for us to have a good dialogue between me and your kids. Okay? It makes the class better and makes it go by faster. All right? Some of the consequences you're going to get when you deal with me. You're going to get a verbal warning. Okay? It's going to be, you're going to have to do a good bit to get written down on a piece of paper. All right? Phone call to parent will be a last resort. A referral, get the principals involved, administration involved is something that I do not want to do. But if it comes down to it, that's what we have to do, then that's what I'll do. All right? I want to deal with the parent and the kid as much as possible. I want to give them the chance to make it right before we get into any kind of big time problems. Some of my policies. Participation is huge in my class. Give and take, back and forth, makes the class so much better. All right, some of this participation, we're going to give grades for it. You're not going to be penalized for not participating because I know some are a little bit more open than others. Makeup work is always a big deal, and it's going to be an even bigger deal now with the COVID stuff that we're having to deal with and having kids here on A day and B day. Make sure you get that in a timely manner and make sure it's completed in a timely manner. Anything you need to complete for me or make up for me can be logged on and put into Canvas where I can see it and then where I can grade it and get it back to you. I'm Coach Sparks. It's good to meet y'all. Hope to meet y'all in person soon. Go Rebels.